Tri-Cities is sponsored by SFG Medicare. On today's Medicare Tips with Andrew, we're going to talk about how and when to enroll on Medicare A and B. So, good morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
We're going to get right into it. Let's talk about, what's the first thing we need to know? How does someone qualify for Medicare?
So you qualify for Medicare when you turn 65, or you can also qualify for Medicare if you've been on disability for 2 years.
So does it start right on your birthday?
No, it doesn't. It actually starts the first day of your birth month.
Okay.
So if your birthday is, say, the 15th of July, then your Medicare is going to start on July the 1st. The only exception to that rule is if your birthday is on the 1st, it starts the month before, so it would start June the 1st in that situation.
Now, a question a lot of people have, including myself, do you automatically get Medicare when you turn 65?
It depends.
Okay.
So if you're drawing your Social Security, then you automatically get enrolled into Medicare A and B. So like my mom turned 65 this past December. She was already drawing her Social Security. Her Medicare card just showed up in about August. If you're not drawing your Social Security, then you actually do have to apply.
Now, how do you enroll with the Social Security office for Medicare?
So you can do it 3 ways.
Okay.
One is you can call the Social Security office. You can go to ssa.gov and enroll online, or you can call them on the telephone.
We've got that information up right there. Next big question, do I have to enroll in Medicare when I turn 65?
So if you don't have credible coverage through an employer or through a spouse's employer, then yes, you do. So marketplace coverage that you buy on your own doesn't count. You would have to go on to Medicare.
Now let's say I'm still working. How does that affect Medicare if I'm 65 and still working?
So if you're still working and you have employer coverage, then you don't have to take Medicare. You can deny your Medicare or just not sign up for Medicare, and you can get it later on when you do retire.
Now, penalties are mentioned a lot with Medicare. People are scared of penalties. What are the penalties and how do you avoid them?
So as long as you go on to Medicare and get Medicare Part B and Part D, when you're eligible, you won't have a penalty. The exception to that, like I said, is if you're working. Now the trick is if you have a retirement health insurance plan and you're not working, then you actually do have the penalty. So it gets a little tricky sometimes.
So if you're working, okay, and you have employer coverage, should you just put off Medicare until you need it?
Usually not. So Medicare is actually usually cheaper insurance and actually better coverage than most employer plans. So even if you plan to keep on working, in a lot of cases it's a better option for you to actually drop your employer coverage and to go on to Medicare.
We've had a lot of questions here. I've had a lot of questions. I've learned a lot here today. But you have some seminars coming up that will help folks with questions and find out more about Medicare and some other things as well.
Yeah, I try to do monthly seminars across the Tri-Cities every other month.
Right.
So I didn't have any here in February. I had some last month, but I have, I think, 6 coming up here in March.
And I know we got some information we're going to show on the screen right now. You got Medicare Tips with Andrew seminars. You got one coming up on March 6th there at Bayou Boys right here in Johnson City. March 7th at the Black Olive in Elizabethton. If you want people to RSVP for these as well.
I do. So if they'll just call me on my cell phone and just let me know they're coming that way, because the seating is limited, and in most of these I do provide meals.
All right, and we got a couple more we want to show you too. Coming up on March 9th at 11:30 a.m. down at the Gondolier Restaurant there in Greenville, and on March 11th at the Press Room in Kingsport. Still got that same, and we got one more. We want to make sure we get all of these in there because they're vitally important. March 12th, 11:30 at the Black Olive there in Jonesboro as well, and March 12th at the Bristol Library as well. Remember to call that number, 423-737-1865 to RSVP for those. And we've got one more. We've got one more. I promise this is going to be it. But these are important, aren't they? They're really important.
People love these because these are not sales seminars.
Right.
These are educational events
seminars.
where all we're doing is helping people understand how Medicare works.
All right, Andrew, we appreciate you. Everything you're doing. If you want more, check out, we got that number again right there at the bottom of the screen for more information. You've got questions, he can answer. Give him a call today. We'll be back with more Daytime. The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by SFG Medicare.